Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH underscore sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance on YouTube. All right, I noticed that a lot of you watch my videos and are not subscribed. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, whether you like my videos or not. All right, so I wanted to touch base today on eBay's new authentication program, CSG. And I saw this interview with Jeff Wilson and a representative from eBay. I know eBay sponsors their work, but regardless, it's nice to hear eBay or an individual from eBay answering questions about the new program. I will chime in about the positives of this, but that's going to be the latter part of the video. These are just my concerns. So anyone on Twitter, make sure to hashtag this to eBay, and same thing with Instagram. And here's the thing: what happens when I sell a card, goes to the authenticator deems it legitimate, and then from CSG, this card gets sent to the buyer, and then it gets damaged in that process. So who's liable for that? Is the seller on the hook for that? In my opinion, that would not be fair because the card was already deemed authentic, but then it gets damaged. So is the seller going to have to have his hands tied because of the damage that occurred between the authenticator and then before it hits the buyer? That's one thing to note. My concern, just dealing with so many hands, going through so many different people, is that the probability of the card getting lost increases, or the probability of the card getting damaged gets has a higher increase of that happening. And we noticed that with a European company that used PSA, and those cards got lost in the mail. And once you're dealing with middlemen, a lot of people use the middlemen in Europe. But when you're dealing with all of this, that's just a cause of concern, in my opinion. The second question that I have for eBay is what happens with these large consignment companies? One consignment company that I've used is Probstein, one of the largest card consignment companies out there, and they deal with over hundreds of thousands of cards a year. In addition, you have other companies like Four Sharp Corners. Now they've started a consignment business as well, and they also have buy it now cards. So my question for you is, just for the auctions, we're going to have a huge increase in amount of cards that are going to be graded starting in July, and they're going to come to the authenticator. And the authenticator has had problems, not this particular authenticator, but the industry in general of authentication. They've had problems dealing with an excessive amount of backlog of cards. Now, yes, we are coming out of the pandemic. That's good. But now, with all of these cards, will CSG be able to handle all of the cards from companies like Probstein or Four Sharp Corners, etc.? I think that is one challenge that's not being talked about. And I hope CSG has enough employees to deal with that. But my concern is, hey, will there be a lag time in the buyer receiving the cards that are over $250 or whatever the threshold is in the coming months? That question needs to be answered, and it could be a nightmare situation if CSG just has way too many cards to authenticate within a short period of time. So yeah, those are my questions for eBay. Now, me just commenting on the whole situation of authentication, I think authenticating these cards is a good idea. These There's a lot of fake slabs out there, so eBay is getting ahead of this. So, in my opinion, that's a very good idea for them to do that. In addition, I believe that this will also cut down the amount of fraud dealing with cards in the coming months. Not fraud, but this will cut down the amount of hanky panky that's done by buyers. So what happens is buyers, they get a card and then they're like, "Nah, I don't want it because that team didn't win." And since my team didn't win in the Super Bowl, those card values go down. For instance, Joe Burrow. So if they bought Joe Burrow cards and they saw he didn't win the Super Bowl, they just cancel returns. I think that's not fair to the seller. So eBay is coming out with decent measures to help protect the seller in that regards. But there but besides that, there are still flaws with this process. So I would like to ask the audience here, what do you like about this new authentication process and what do you not like about this? I think the other issue I might as well add to this with eBay is, suppose you buy a lot of cards. Suppose you buy 10 cards. What if one of the cards is deemed not authentic? How would this work out? For instance, I buy sometimes 10 cards from Four Sharp Corners in a lot. And what if 9 out of 10 are decent and one is deemed inauthentic or they can't tell whether it's authentic? How would that process work out? I'm just curious about all of that. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about eBay and their new process. I've heard complaints thus far. Now, I am curious based on what all of you guys that are watching are thinking. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below, guys. Thank you. Bye.